I got to do what everyone in the weather department has to do on a snowy day. I'll hand you my microphone, and I'm going to do a snow angel. It's about time. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's
Lovely. I'm sure you're confused as to why you have Honolulu on your Alaska television, but this storm system is gigantic. Look at how big this is, stretching all the way from Hawaii up into southeast. This storm is spanning over 2,500 miles. So the whole reason why we're seeing this cooling trend is due to this low pressure system up above the Beaufort coastline, and our warm air that was brought in this week that we've just been able to soak in and enjoy was all due to this high pressure ridge. So this ridge brought in those warmer temperatures and lots of that sun. But now as we look ahead, this low pressure system and this trough of low pressure are going to settle in across mainland Alaska, bringing in both cooler temperatures and a little bit of an increase in those cloudy skies. Areas highlighted in yellow, that's for that extreme heavy rain. And this is going to mostly affect areas from Kodiak into Homer, the eastern side of the Kenai Peninsula from Seward all the way into Prince William Sound. Now for areas like Anchorage and into the Matsu Valley, Kenai is even included in this. This is where lighter amounts of rain are going to pass through for your Sunday. It doesn't mean it's going to be dry, but compared to the rest of the region, since you're sitting in the rain shadow on the opposite side of the mountains, this is where you're seeing just a little bit less of that moisture. Look at this straight line of moisture right here. Now pay attention to those clouds. You can kind of see it highlighted in gray just behind where that moisture is. This is a cold front, but you can tell not only from these temperatures dipping right after it passes, but from these clear skies that are brought in immediately after. So look forward to these clear skies following suit by the time Tuesday and Wednesday roll around. Otherwise, very calm conditions across the state. High pressure is all the reason to thank for that. But we do have this next storm that is on the way. So soak in the sun while you can, but just be informed that this next storm is going to span up into south central and into southeast by Friday afternoon and kicking off your weekend. Terrible timing for a storm to roll in, but we will still see these warmer temperatures through the weekend. Also, be sure to back in whenever you park into roadways like this, parking lots like this, because this water is pretty deep. I mean, that goes well above my boot, and I don't want to fill my boot with water, but you get the idea. Lots of that wet weather is expected into the weekend. We're just going to dip down a little bit closer to where we typically are this time of year. Now, that average high temperature around this time of year is at 61 degrees. Already starting off June very, very strong, significantly warmer, over 10 degrees warmer than usual. But we are going to begin cooling down into the weekend and then picking up just a little bit more into next week. But then that's going to shift into the interior. You already had a few days of about 10 inches of snow for each day. You're going to see another one just by Monday afternoon. And as we look at our weather alerts, you can see that our winter storm warning has expanded quite a bit. Most of the entire state is covered in warnings right now, all from the same storm, and I'm sure soon Southeast will be part of that as well.
Yeah. Very cool.
Especially, you know, her first experience in the lower 48 being Phoenix. Oh, that's quite the difference.
Sweltering.
Yeah, well, you know, and it's not going to be that hot here, thankfully, but we are going to start to warm up significantly. And you can expect these showers mostly around the coastlines of the Kenai Peninsula, not really making their way into Anchorage until the afternoon to evening hours. After these two forces of air mass begin to work together and kind of pump in that air, funneling it and converging it, that makes those winds much, much stronger. So Ketchikan, 68 degrees for that high, and Skagway not too far behind at 66 degrees. Winds are looking fairly calm. It's going to be a great day to get outside if you're able to. Coastline, this is going to expire Monday morning. So the biggest impacts are going to occur overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, with up to an inch of snow likely. Meanwhile, in other areas of western Alaska, we are paying attention to this flood watch. That flood warning still remaining in effect for areas like Galena, and just down south a little bit to Anvik, we are paying attention to this next flood watch that has just been issued. That is going to expire Monday evening compared to the other flood watches, which will expire by tonight at 10 p.m. Strong winds are back in the forecast, so if you live in the Matsu Valley or Seward or Kodiak, wind gusts will reach up to 50 and even 60 miles per hour into Saturday, carrying into Sunday. So that might rearrange a little bit of your patio furniture.
It's important to know that as these temperatures drop overnight, what's compact on the roads is going to get even more compact, and we're already looking at some reduced visibility, especially looking at these traffic lights. So make sure you're ready and you're prepared for these slick roads.
These strong winds up to about 55 miles per hour, but the biggest threat is these dry conditions and warmer temperatures. One thing that I want you to know about that snowfall is that it's mostly going to roll through in the overnight hours as those lows reach below freezing.
We also saw a lot of cars off of the roads. We even saw a couple that were completely flipped over. So it's important to know that even though the roads were wet earlier today, we've officially reached that freezing point, and temperatures are only going to drop more and more later on tonight. Around 18 degrees is what that low in Wasilla is expected to be. So brace for more of these wet roads to become icy roads, especially tomorrow with those highs not really reaching above freezing. It's going to be very treacherous on that drive.
Bailey, you're saying that rain jackets are needed right now. You're relatively new to Alaska. Have you gotten those extra tufts yet?
I've not gotten those extra tufts, and you know, what kind of weather person am I for leaving my rain jacket at home? And I knew it was going to rain today, but it's okay. I always have next time. So keep that rain jacket on you tonight. You're gonna need it, and especially for tomorrow, we're gonna see the heaviest amounts of that rain through the overnight hours tonight and into Monday morning.